Today, there are 6 Disney resorts in 4 countries, and it was all started by one man who had a dream of a place where children and adults could have fun.
All who come to this happy place, welcome.
But what if none of this ever existed? What if one choice could have completely changed the way history was written? Bill Wundram has been a reporter for the Quad City Times for over 70 years. One day in 1965, he got a call he'll never forget. After several attempts to interview the man that was taking the country by storm, he finally got a response.
Would I like to come out and visit Walt Disney? And we'll fly into, then he paused, it will be Moline Airport. And bring your wife along.
Retired Quad City Air Traffic Controller Dale McLean remembers that day.
Anytime a executive airplane comes in, you just remember it. We just went to our book and looked it up to see who it belonged to. That's how we found out that it was a Disney plane.
After arriving in California, Bill says he was invited to meet Walt Disney at his office in Burbank. In an article written by Wundram shortly after his visit, he describes how Disney's secretary with short hair led him into Walt's office.
And it was like a big, beautiful living room. And there he was, plinking around at the piano. And I said, Mr. Disney, I said, why me from Davenport? And he said, one time I applied for a job in Davenport, Iowa, something like Victor. And they did slides, and they needed an artist. And he even remembered the name of the man, a Mr. Rose, who went over all his stuff. They interviewed him and said, you are a fine young man, but we don't think your artwork is any good. But you would be a good representative for our company. We will offer you a job. You can go on the road selling movie projectors.
According to Bill's article, it was the year 1923. That's when Walt's early film company, Laugh-O-Gram Studios, went bankrupt, and just before he headed to Hollywood with $40 in his pocket. This very building was the home of Victor Animatograph at the time, but we wanted to learn more, so we hit the road. First stop, the University of Iowa Library's Special Collections Department. That's where we learned Mr. Rose was in fact Sam G. Rose, former general manager of Davenport-based company Victor Animatograph. The company was established by Alexander Victor in 1910 and produced one of the world's first 16mm motion picture projectors. Victor died in 1961 and Rose passed in '66, leaving the company's documents to his daughter.
A copy of a memo from Mary Rose, Sam Rose's daughter, covering the gift to the library in 1967.
We did find something interesting sifting through the Victor Company collection.
There's a folder in here of obituaries.
In Walt Disney's obituary, written by the Quad City Times in 1966, the reference to Walt's connection to the Victor Company was underlined. However, it didn't stop there. Next stop, 4 hours southwest to Disney's boyhood home, Marceline, Missouri. That's where we met Kay Mallins, a family friend of the Disneys, director of the Walt Disney Museum, and current homeowner of Walt's boyhood home. We sat down with her and she shared some of her memories visiting the Burbank studios as a young girl.
I remember that he had a very long couch. I remember his desk was very low because my dad and Walt were flipping through some blueprints. His secretary's name was Tommy, and she always served us. You either drank coffee or you drank V8 juice.
A detail Wundram also mentions in his 1966 article. So after hearing Kay's stories, we decided to share our Quad Cities connection.
This is so cool. I love things like this. Yeah, and it was Tommy had short hair. Huh?
Oh, and that's the secretary.
Yeah.
In the end, no one can quite say if things might have changed based off a single decision, but that's the mystery.
He said to me, Davenport, he said, was a very, I remember the word, was a very sweet town. He said, you know, if I had taken that job in Davenport, I could still be there today, and Mickey Mouse would have never been born.
But there was still one more piece of this story we discovered thanks to the help of the Disney Archives, something even Bill didn't know about.
With the help of the Disney Archives, we found this picture.
That's me. That would be my wife.
Have you ever seen it before?
No.
Reliving fond memories of the past and sharing them with the future.